Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the episode of Frank's Unsolicited Advice, the NFL edition. And again, I am joined with my wonderful friend and co-host Bree. We're going to be recapping the week 6 of the NFL season and talking about our takes on what we saw and promoting our predictions for week 7. So, Bree, how you feeling?
I'm feeling really, really good. Steelers are 5-0, undefeated, so
Well, since you brought the Steelers up, let's talk about their game against the Browns. They molly whooped them. You was talking about your defense, and they must have heard you because they showed up.
they had to. Minka heard me. He heard me. He
Yeah,
had to.
they played out. Did he have an interception?
Yep, a pick six.
A pick six, right? Wow, look at that. He watches you, girl. He was like, "Oh, look, I heard it." She said, "I got to go out there and ball out," you know?
Like I heard my mom talking shit, so
So
I had to.
I don't know if I told you this last time, but fun fact is I have a friend of mine in New York that her brother plays on the Steelers.
Who's her brother?
Dangerfield.
I know exactly who
Yup.
that is.
So she has pictures with him, like they're official like siblings. And when I was in New York, I was like, "Yo, get tickets. I'll go." She's like, "You go to?" I was like, "I'll go to any NFL game, especially a Pittsburgh game. I would drive the 6 hours to Pittsburgh from New York just to go see it." But we never had a chance to link up. We never got a chance to do it. So it is what it is. But let's look at it. So the Steelers went in there and they destroyed the Browns. The Browns didn't have in my opinion, a leg to stand on. Baker Mayfield, I feel, was exposed. Again, his inconsistency showed up. I don't think they could run the ball either. I just felt like they couldn't do anything that they normally probably wanted to do against the Steelers. What was your take on it?
That game was a great game. It was. It wasn't as like breathtaking, or it didn't make me as mad as when we played the Eagles.
Okay.
But it was really, really good. And for everyone who said, "Oh, the Steelers were playing shitty teams, that's why they're undefeated." Okay, we just played the Browns, who were 4-1. So who been looking good,
Yeah. How about them apples, right? But I mean, the Steelers defense is getting
Phenomenal.
yeah, it's getting good. And I think
Getting good. We've been good.
Well, you remember just a couple of weeks ago, you was like, well, the defense, they were scoring points.
It was, yeah, they were making me mad. But, we have a great defense. Like, we have TJ Watts. We have Vince Williams. Vince Williams is my favorite linebacker, by the way.
Okay.
He played for Florida State, and that's why he's my favorite, We got Bud Dupree. Bud Dupree and TJ Watt together is just... That's a dynamic duo.
Did one of your linebackers get hurt though? Middle linebackers, or one of you guys get hurt?
Yes. Yes. Devin Bush.
Yeah, they were talking about it.
Tore his ACL. He's out for the rest of the season.
Oh wow. Well, I hope that you guys can bounce back, and I hope he has a speedy recovery for next season. So we covered the Browns getting blown out by 31 points. Steelers remain 5-0. Browns fall 4-2. A game that was near and dear to my heart was the Broncos going to New England and beating them only by 6 points. What I took away from that game is that they didn't look the same. They didn't have the consistency going. I mean, the defense did okay. They had 2 picks, but Cam just couldn't get going. Cam threw picks. It just wasn't happening. And I'm not trying to give them excuses. I really do feel that when these teams can't practice, it does have an impact, especially when you don't have that chemistry. Like, I think that if the Chiefs don't practice for a whole week, they can still go out there and pull a W out because they have that chemistry together. There's no new quarterback. There's no new system. It's the same thing. The only new piece that they have to their team is the running back. So the Patriots, that's what it showed. It just shows they didn't have consistency. They have a big matchup coming up this week. We'll talk about that here soon. But that was my take on it. They couldn't get it going, and by the time they figured it out, it was too late. They were already in the bus going home, so they had a big L. Going to the next games, Texans Titans came down to overtime. Like you said, your boy is not human. You said he's an alien, Derrick Henry.
No, he's a Decepticon.
He's a Decepticon. Yeah, with his dreads looking like they look. He does look like an alien Decepticon back there, but When I was watching the game, because I tuned in, I guess because my team was losing. I don't know which one was coming on. Yeah, it was a 1 o'clock game, so I tuned in and it was overtime, and I'm like, man, Texans, come on, because I picked the Texans.
You
I was
picked
like,
the Texans to
I
beat the
did.
Titans.
So I'm like, yes, man, get it, and they they messed it up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they knew he was gonna run it, and he ran it, and they couldn't do anything to stop him. I think he broke off like a 95-yard run at one point. Like
Hmm.
this dude,
Is
to,
not human.
no, he's not. To be 250 pounds, I don't know how tall he is. He,
He's like 9'8".
yeah, he's like a tight end that runs fast. You know what I'm saying? This dude, once he gets going, he's a problem. You know, one thing I noticed with defenders, they don't try to wrap him up. They hit him low. You're not gonna do nothing to him. You know, you hit him. I think I'm not saying that if you wrap him up, you're gonna stop him. My take on it is if you wrap him up, that allows at least a slowdown so that the rest of the team can come and tackle him. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to need all 53 men to do it. So even the punter got to get in there or something. So
The
yeah,
head coach.
but
The
now they're
head
5-0. You know, they're 5-0. The Texans have a losing season. I don't know if they're going to bounce back. I don't know what's going to happen, but that's that game. Ravens and Eagles, that came down to the wire too. Very surprising. You know, which leaves a lot of doubt for these. And I was one of them. I was on a train for Lamar Jackson. I was like, yo, this is dumb. They're going to Super Bowl this year. You know, I'm not sold on Patrick Mahomes, aka Kermit the Frog, and they go to the down to the wire to a 2-point conversion with the Eagles.
I have a lot to say about the Eagles.
What you have to say about the Eagles? Let's hear it.
Well, for one, I think Carson Wentz is the worst quarterback in the NFL.
Oh my God.
I
What?
do. He overthinks the plays,
Okay.
and it just doesn't work, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand, like, yeah, they have shitty wide receivers right now and stuff, but he's not, like, working with them. Yeah, like, it was, like, a miracle that something was going on, you know? But it's just, like, try to give Jalen Hurts a chance, you know? That's your, like, the backup, you know? And I understand, no, they don't want to, like, mess up his reputation or give him, like, a shitty offense, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But if Carson Wentz is not working with the shitty offense, maybe try and see if Jalen Hurts can make a shitty offense look more decent, you know?
Yeah.
Like, try something out, like, try something different. Yeah, for granted, at the end, they came out and they bounced back, but the first half of that game, I had the Steelers and then the Eagles game side by side. But the first half of that game, it was like, yo, Carson Wentz, like, just take him out. Like, just take him out of the game, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Um, he's not a consistent quarterback. I feel like he's the worst quarterback in the NFL this season.
Wow. That's big. I will say this. I felt that he was good when he came out. The year he got hurt. Um,
27, 2018.
yeah, because let's be honest, they were the reason they were the first seed because of him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
him being on the center doing what he did. I just don't feel he's been the same. I don't know if he came back too fast the next year and had so much to prove because Nick Foles won a Super Bowl and you weren't the quarterback on the center. You know what I'm saying? So I think mentally he had that going. I don't think physically he was ready. And I just think now is a whole situation of him trying to get back to where he needs to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And on all fairness, their wide receivers haven't been healthy. I don't remember the last time Alshon Jeffries played a game. You know, they got rid of Aguilar. Last year he was throwing to, dudes off the restriction on the boat. So it's like, but let's see, we'll turn around. But that's some harsh criticism. Maybe he hears you and then
I
goes
mean,
up there and plays.
it is harsh criticism, but you have to understand, like, a lot of these, like, not everybody is one of those quarterbacks that can get injured one year and then bounce back and do the
Yeah,
same thing that they were doing the
you're right.
previous year, you know? Not everybody's a Ben Roethlisberger, okay?
Oh my
Like,
God. But even
sorry.
Deshaun hasn't done it. I don't think he's been the same since when he got hurt. So I mean, you have a point there. Not many people could bounce back. And
Not many. But the thing, and also, I could be wrong because I'm not out there at practice in Philly or anything. But it's like Doug Peterson. Like I understand, like you guys are paying him all this money to play football. Okay, put your pride to the side. If you want to freaking win some games,
Yeah.
not tie a game, not barely win one game. If you want to win, try something different. You know,
Yeah.
try something different. Okay, I understand. Maybe it's favoritism. I'm not sure. I'm not out there. But if you want to win, you need to do something different.
But
Okay.
he did something different in Super Bowl. That Philly special was different. He
Yeah.
did certain things. I don't know what it is what's going on there. I don't. I know there's a lot of Philly fans in my job on the ship, and they are so
No,
disgusted.
apparently all the NRD Jacksonville are all Philly fans.
Yeah, yeah,
Like eight of them.
yeah, exactly. You got Chief Way up there too, right?
Yep.
Yep, he a Philly fan. Like this was when they beat the Patriots, I had to see him, and I'm like, oh god, I couldn't say nothing. A win's a win. So there's no need to talk about the Giants and the Washington football team game. That it is what it was. It came down to the 1 point. They're both 1-5. Falcons at Vikings. Now I picked Falcons. Something told me they were gonna win. I don't know what it was. I didn't pick them on my pick them.
What it is. I know exactly what it was.
What was it?
Dalvin Cook was hurt.
Yeah, he didn't play. You're right. He wasn't there, and it's a very different offense when he isn't there. So I don't know.
Exactly, and people don't understand that. Like Dalvin Cook is the offense.
He is no, but you have to admit that certain players make a team, and when they're there, you can't be one dimensional. But when they're not there,
their wide receivers will never be Stephon Diggs. Like
true. Stephon, I felt they had a good combination with Thielen and Stephon Diggs. I don't know why they couldn't make it work. I thought that was a dope combination because you had the deep threat, then you had the guy that can go shallow, do the crossing routes, all that, But now when you lose Diggs, now it's a little. Rudolph ain't been the same. He hasn't been doing much. I got him on fantasy. He doesn't do anything. So, let's see. The Falcons won, so they got a victory. They 1-5. It's this season. Yeah, it's a little. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if it works. But this season, it's a little different. A lot of teams that you would think would win and have success don't. I mean, Lions beat the Jaguars, Bengals and Colts.
But that was given though.
Yeah, that was. And now Bengals and Colts. I had picked Colts for a second there. I was like, their defense got me nothing in fantasy, but Phillip Rivers channeled his inner, inner quarterback and brought him back. It was against the Bengals, okay, but they still came back and they still won. Any takes on that? Anything you want to add to that, or are you good? Are you good on it?
I'm good on that game.
Bears and Panthers, not much there. 7-point game. Dolphins and Jets, 24-0. Now let's do.
That was crazy.
Packers at Tampa. You said Green Bay. I said Bucks.
And I would like to say a big shout out to Aaron Rodgers for only giving me 2 points.
He threw 2 picks, 1 pick six. The other one was almost a pick six. So, man, I came to work Monday, and I have an AO1, and he's just a Packers fan. So the week before, he's don't say nothing when they lose, and then he was gonna text me when they were winning at 10-0. He chose not to. So I walked in and I said, well, let's talk about it. What happened to your boy Aaron Rodgers? And of course, everybody's like, oh, well, Brady didn't play well. And so this was my argument. This was my rebuttal. I said, why is it that when people bring up Patrick Mahomes not playing good for 3.5 quarters of the Super Bowl and only playing good for half a quarter, everybody goes, oh, well, he still won. He still did what he had to win. So he did the same thing to win. His defense, which is what I was saying, if the defense shows up, that's going to make it a game. And at first, I'm not going to lie, I thought that he was about to get drugged. Oh, I think I texted you. I think we spoke during halftime. Like, yo, he's about to get drugged. And before halftime, they already had took the lead. You know what I'm saying? And to me, Rodgers didn't look the same after that pick six.
You could tell he was so frustrated every time he got off the field. He was just so frustrated. I was frustrated for him because he wasn't giving me anything.
Exactly. Exactly. And I feel your pain because I lost this week and Tyreek Hill didn't do nothing for
I
me.
lost
So
all 3 leagues.
wow, that's tough. That's tough. I lost the pick'ems and then my league, but at the end of the day, Packers Brady, with the Bucks, it was a good decent game. It turned into a murder because of the defense, but it is what it is. 166 yards for Brady, no turnovers, no penalties. It was an easy Sunday because of a good defense. I would say that. But the Chiefs. Did you watch the Chiefs and Bills?
I didn't watch no Monday Night Football.
Okay, so I guess I'll lead you into it. Okay, first off, Rams at 49ers. I picked Rams, and
that was Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
And the 49ers, Jimmy G came out there looking rejuvenated, and McLennan didn't get me no points, but I heard Mostert is hurt, so this week he should have an upwing. I was watching the Chiefs and Bills game. Ugly game in the rain. Mahomes should have had a couple picks. They were DBs. They didn't catch the ball. It just looked a lot of inconsistency on the offensive part of Buffalo. I think the defense held up pretty good. I mean, they only held them to 26 points, and at towards the end is when they put more points up. There was times they had them going out, not 3 and out, but they were getting the ball back. Mm-hmm. I just feel that the Bills' offense, again, inconsistency. You know what I'm saying? When you play the Chiefs, you got to be consistent. You got to be able to put up points. You got to capitalize on you when you're possessing downs. When you get them off the field, you have to make something out of it. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. That was that game. And then the Cardinals and Cowboys, Kyler Murray, The Dallas defense has allowed 30-plus points in 5 straight games. They're not going to win that way, So before we go to week 7, the team's on a bye. That was this week. So we got to look at week 7 and see where it's going to go. So now let's talk about 2 games. One game in particular, and that's the one with your team.
Okay, before we get to that,
okay,
I'm going to go down the list and say the teams, and we're going to say our picks, okay?
We're going to
switch it up a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So this Thursday, October 22nd, we got the Giants at Eagles.
Okay. I'm going Giants.
You see, it's just, listen, games like that, it's just so hard when they're both like horrible.
When they're both sorry, what do you pick? But,
I pick the Eagles.
You're going Eagles. Okay.
Because of how they showed up the last quarter against Baltimore.
Uh-huh.
But, you don't know, maybe Baltimore was like putting their third strings in, and it was just like, whoa. But they weren't. But they shut up. But I got Eagles.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, we got Steelers and Titans on Sunday.
Why you don't leave them one for last? Let's leave them one for last.
Okay,
so we can talk about it. So go ahead.
We got Lions and Falcons. I got Lions.
You got Lions. Falcons are at home? Well, it doesn't really matter. Ain't no home crowd.
It's at.
I'm going to go Falcons because I think Falcons are going to ride the high of winning against the Vikings, which was a tough opponent in the first place. Everybody thought they were going to do something, even though they didn't have Dalvin Cook. But
no, but their record was trash to begin with.
It was. So I'm going Falcons though. You went the opposite team. So go ahead.
We got the Browns at the Bengals.
I'm going Browns. Yeah, I can't see. I mean, they can lose, but I don't know. Bengals are not the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta this thing.
Oh, this is a good one. We got Panthers at Saints. 3-3 Panthers, 3-2 Saints.
I'm gonna go Saints at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Saints at home as well.
She's like, I can't even argue that one.
We got the Bills at the Jets.
Bills,
yeah.
I think the Jets are going to tank it the whole year just to get the number 1 pick.
So I might as well start the Bills defense.
Yeah, you might as well.
All fantasy. I'm going to change my stuff tonight.
Yeah, you might as well.
Before anybody else pick them up. All right, we got Cowboys at Washington. 2-4 Cowboys, 1-5.
I'm gonna go Cowboys. I don't think the Washington offense is consistent. They got Haskins ain't playing. They got
was to the Eagles.
Yeah, so Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Cowboys on that one. I think they'll pull it out. Who's old boy the quarterback for the Cowboys?
Um, uh, Andy Dalton,
Yeah,
redhead
and yeah,
from
yeah.
Bengals.
Gunnagar calls him Gingerhead. Yeah, Andy Dalton I think will pull it out. You know, I think he'll get settled. I think he'll
He'll
pull it
get
off.
used to it.
Yeah, and who else?
Give him this week of practice and he'll be good.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with that.
Okay, we got Packers at Texans.
Packers at Texans. I hate to say it, man. Going Packers. I just don't see him losing 2 weeks in a row. I don't think the Texans defense can do what the Bucks defense did. Bucks defense is number one against the rush, and I don't think the Texans can stop them. So I'm going Packers.
You contradicted yourself there.
Why?
Because when we were talking about the Titans and Texans games, you said I really hope next week the Texans get a win.
Oh,
but now I said this, and you're like, oh, well, the Packers.
Yeah, well, I'm going Packers. I don't think Texas is going to win.
I'm going Packers as well, yeah. We have Seahawks at Cardinals. That's
going to be a good game.
But we got Russell Wilson. He's not going to lose. I'm
going Seahawks. None against Kyler Murray, but like you said, Russell's playing. He has the experience on his side. He's a monster, so I'm going Seahawks.
Okay. We got the Chiefs at Broncos.
Oh, Chiefs.
There's no explanation for that one. Okay. We got 49ers at Patriots.
49ers.
I got the 49ers as well.
Yeah, they're gonna. I don't think Cam has it right now, and the receivers are not built to keep up. I mean, defense can hold up for so long before they bust, So I'm going 49ers.
We got the Jaguars at the Chargers.
Going Chargers.
Chargers 1-4, Jags 1-5.
One Chargers. There's nothing you could do to change my mind.
Listen, I'm going. May the less sorriest team win. I'm gonna say. Hey, Jalen Ramsey's gonna have to go against his old squad.
No.
Oh no, Jalen Ramsey's on the Rams.
Yeah, he's on the Rams. I'm about to say, girl.
LA Chargers, LA Rams are the same team.
Whatever.
Same colors. They got the same colors.
Yeah, they do have the same colors, just different patterns. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Never mind. Okay, then you got Buccaneers at Raiders.
I'm going Bucks.
I'm going Raiders.
I'm going Bucks defense again.
I'm going Raiders.
I think Bucks defense, the middle linebackers are fast enough to keep up with Darren Waller. I don't know if the Raiders defense can get to Brady like the Bears did, like Khalil Mack did to frustrate him. I think they're riding that high too. If that football team does another week of minimal to no turnovers, they can pull it out. Remember, they lost to the Bears, but they lost to the Bears because they were beating themselves as well. They were starting drives at 1-30. Like you're not gonna come back from that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's rare that you do it. So
yeah.
I'm going Bucks. You said you going Raiders though, all right?
Okay, in the last Sunday game.
Who you got for Monday?
Steelers
That was
at Titans.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
Undefeated. I'm riding with my kids.
I know you're going with them.
I'm going for them. I think our defense can stop Derrick Henry. I see Bud Dupree stopping. I see it.
Okay.
Like as I can tell the future, kind of,
Yeah.
Like I see it happening.
You could envision it. You're envisioning it. All right. I'll play devil's advocate. The Titans defense isn't no slouch. They're not slouches. The running game is their best asset, and we haven't seen anybody stop him yet. I think the Chiefs did last year in the playoffs. They slowed him down. But I've also seen Tannehill now actually win games by throwing the ball as well. Where last year they just ran, and he managed.
But we have beautiful corners like Joe Hayden and Mika Fitzpatrick.
We'll see. So I mean, listen, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm going with the experience, and that's Ben Roethlisberger. To me, Big Ben has a lot of experience. He's been in tough games. He's back with his team. He has some stuff to prove with the development of Claypool. Juju's not only getting all the coverage himself. Okay, Connor can run the ball. We know that. So I feel
Connor's not no alien like Derrick Henry.
No, he's also shorter. You know what I'm saying? But I think that if the Steelers can minimize. Look, if you want to run the ball, run the ball. But at the end of the day, if I can put up points just as fast as you run the ball downfield, and minimize my turnovers, I think they'll be good. So I'm with you. I'm going Steelers with the upset. I think experience and continuity on one side is going to be more than the other. You know what I'm saying? And is that all the games right there?
No, we have Monday night. I just said that was Sunday.
Okay, so what's Monday?
And then we have Monday night. We have the Bears at the Rams.
Now that's different.
Bears 5-1, Rams 4-2.
I'm going Rams.
I am too. I'm gonna go Rams at home.
Yeah, Rams. Now I got to pick a combined score for that, so I'm gonna probably go. I'll say 35-31, so 66 points. So that's it, I guess, right? That's our picks.
That's our picks.
So next week I have duty on Thursday, so we can definitely record regular Wednesday and get our thoughts right. Again, it's a pleasure, a very, very big pleasure doing this with you. It's fun. Why don't you put out your podcast out there so the people that do tune in can actually listen to yours if they follow the same thing you do?
Okay, so if you watch any MTV reality TV shows, I have a podcast called Tea Time Podcast, also on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And we cover mainly all MTV reality shows. So it's really good. It's really fun. So y'all should just check it out and take a listen.
Mm-hmm. So again, thank you for tuning in with us. That was our Week 6 recaps with our Week 7 predictions. Enjoy it. Enjoy the Thursday football. Enjoy Sunday. Enjoy Monday. And we'll see each other again and talk again on Wednesday.
Next week.
Yes. Good night.
Good night.